God's name is going on in here?
We're doing it 59, man.
59.
59. We're here, man. Here.
Not bad.
Vinny's showing off his muscles, and we're at it. That's the way it's going to start. That's the way we're going to go. Okay.
There we go.
We'll go. 59, man. What we got? I got 59. I have D'Amico Ryans. I think he's the head coach now of the Texans, right? I think he's the head coach. Is he? I don't know. D'Amico Ryans.
Do they have a coach?
I don't know. I don't know much about the Texans. You know,
They don't have any trophies.
Not yet. Well, yeah, probably never. But D'Amico Ryans is what I have for 59. I also had Seth Joyner. He was a hell of a linebacker at with the Eagles. That's what I remember him from. Seth Joyner, an Eagle. Any 59s, Johnny?
I don't have one.
You don't have one?
I don't have a 59.
59 El Camino.
I was waiting for it.
One of my dream cars.
I was waiting for it, dude. El Camino. That's like that's Spanish for the Camino, right? That's what I think.
Camino.
The Camino.
The Camino. What is a Camino?
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know, but I know like when I was in Vegas, I saw two badass 59 Caminos.
Why the Mexican motif with the half car, half truck? Because Ford had a Ranchero.
Yeah, because they were workers. Because they put them all in the back. I guess I don't know, construction. Right. We'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
And then I remember I used to have on my mother's side, my grandmother. I would walk in. It'd be in the evening, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I'd be walking in the living room or whatever, and she'd be watching. Was it Two Women, One Road? Angel, can you?
Is that a porn?
What?
It's called. It had Punch from Chips. He was in it. It was
what?
Two Mujeres, One Camino. I'm
Two
not
Mujeres.
Yeah, I don't know my
Spanish.
Spanish.
It was on the Spanish station.
Yeah, we won them.
Okay. Telemundo.
Yeah. Just put Chips guy, the Chips guy.
Eric Estrada.
Eric Estrada was it. He was the star of it, man.
He still looks good.
Punch in Chips guy and see what happens.
Chips guy, yeah, that'll work too.
Do you know that he and George Lopez had a big feud?
Yeah. They don't like each other.
Yeah, it's a big thing. And then, did it come up? That's okay.
There he
That's
is,
all
right there.
Anyway, my grandmother used to watch that show, and I used to walk in, and it was dramatic, man. Those telenovelas are fucking dramatic as shit, dude. It's when they cut away to the commercial, it's like, the eyes are. It's a fucking thing. It's fucking. I was gonna say panty dropper, but I don't know what I was thinking about. But anyway, all over the place, dude. Yeah, but Eric Estrada came out later and said that he confronted George Lopez about it. He's like, man, I didn't do that to you, man. Like, I never disrespected you as a kid, and they got it. They it was a thing. So
it's funny. I mean, he acted like, George Lopez had that whole bit.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's funny. It's been years past. Eric Estrada looks younger than George Lopez.
He does, dude. He looks good.
Yeah,
he looks damn good, man. He's all still in shape.
That's a good wig right there.
Yeah.
It's good, fantastic wig. 59. I wanted to get into this. 1959. Some of the shit going on was, let's see, the average cost of a house was $12,000. The average wage was $5,000 a year. The average wage for a year was $5,000. Wow. You could buy a Kodak movie camera for $70. The average
that was a lot of money.
$70? Fuck yeah, especially if you're making $5,000 a year.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
And then what was the other thing? The average new car was $2,000. Movie ticket was $1. Loaf of bread was 20 cents. Kraft flash cheeses were 35 cents a pack. That's crazy. 32 cents a pack for cheese. And then a gallon of gas was 25 cents. Man.
That's why you had like Elvis Presley and Marilyn Monroe living like kings and queens back then.
Hell
man.
yeah, dude.
Jeez.
That's
he just bought Cadillacs for everybody.
$2,000.
$2,000.
That ain't shit, dude. I mean, back then for him it wasn't shit. $2,000, man. But at the beginning of the show, we were kind of talking a little bit about old fucking Musk, man, the king Musk, the genius there.
Musk.
Yeah. Well, the reason why it
smells like Musk. Me?
No.
Oh, you're talking about Elon.
Elon over there.
I was like, man, I know I sweated a little bit, but
so I was watching this. I was fucking rabbit hole on YouTube as usual. But then I came across a story about Tesla, the semis, the semi trucks. They've been
drive by themselves, right?
Yeah. So they've been working on them since 2017. They were supposed to come out 7 years ago or 6 years ago. They're supposed to come out. Didn't really happen. They were still working on them. And so now they're at the point where they're going to, I think, Pepsi and Frito-Lay are going to start using them. They're going to start testing them out in the local. They're going to start using the semi trucks, man. It's a single cab. And with the truck drivers, there was a guy that was on YouTube, and he was asking truck driver. They'd been doing truck driving for 30 years. He asked him, "Okay, I want you to ask your honest opinion on these things, man. What do you think?" He's like, "Man, the thing is, the cab, you sit in the middle, and it throws you off being used to being, on the left, on this side of the cab. Now you're in the center." And then you just got monitors that tell you how to back up and shit. So you're using monitors to back up. He's like, I don't like that.
So there still is. This is not some autonomous vehicle. There's an operator.
Yeah. There's a dude driving.
Okay.
But it's funny, dude. I was watching. There's the cab, but it's just TV screens and you're in the center. The thing that's funny, dude, they show a guy actually driving from 300-mile drive, and they speed it up. It's a time lapse, and he's driving. And, you're used to watching a truck driver, an 18-wheeler driver, this guy used to shifting, and now he's just like that.
Well, he's got more time to talk on the CB.
Yeah, and there ain't no CB.
What?
There's no CBs. Nope. That's what that. So that guy that was doing the interview, they was interviewing the truck driver, the 30-year veteran or 20-year veteran of the truck driver. He was asking him, okay, what are they missing that we don't have, that Elon doesn't have in the semi? He goes, well, number one, you don't have a thing for the CB. He goes, because that does come in handy. He goes, well, that's kind of obsolete, right? He goes, no. He goes, because when we go to places, we're backing up at a loading dock, we're heading to a distribution place or whatever, like Walmart, whatever. They have a guy inside, the forklift driver, the guy in charge, the manager, the warehouse manager. They're on these radios. Yeah. So that's how they talk. Hey, we're over here on this dock, or back up over here, or whatever the case may be. And that's how they communicate. Like, I'm 20 minutes out. Well, this dock is open. So he goes, but these guys don't have that. They don't have the CB, so that's what he was bitching about. He's like saying, you don't have that. And then another thing they don't have is they don't have a cab. They don't have a sleeper. There's no sleeper.
Man, that means a lot of lizards can't clean.
Everybody's losing jobs.
They're gonna be out of work.
Everybody's out of work, man.
Automation.
Damn, dude. So yeah, he was talking about that. They got into that, then they got into
you never know. They may have a solution for that inside of that cab. We don't know yet.
Hey, we have some shit to drop out and shit bad to drop out. And then the other thing he was telling the guy is like, okay, well, you don't have a sleeper. That's one thing. That's the big one. The other thing you don't have when we're traveling, if this thing goes full blown and we're using it to travel across country and shit, when I sleep in because this becomes my home when I'm on the road. So when it gets cold, you're gonna be able to, this battery can be able to do take care of it with the heater and make sure I have AC and shit in the summer times. And they were looking at the batteries, and when it gets cold temperatures, the batteries lose 15% of their power. Yeah. They lose their power. He goes, so what are you gonna do about all this shit? He goes, well, what? How are they gonna correct? He goes, yeah, there's a lot of loop, there's a lot of holes in this thing still. I mean, like you can't go. So right now Musk has the best. The travel, the distance, it can go
range. It has the best range. Yeah.
Right now, on a full charge, it can go 500 miles, and then it's got to stop for 30 minutes to charge, and even then, that's not a full charge. It's only 70% charge, and it's got to charge, and that's fucking 500 miles ain't shit, dude. So if you drove to Dallas, if you went to the Dallas trip, you got to stop.
It sounds like it's still like the electric cars. They only work for these short hops. When you really get out there and go, it's
that's what they
kind of tough to make the math work on it.
Right, and it's tough. So they were saying that he goes that truck driver, that experience, his name was Luke, and Luke was saying, good old Luke, he had to be a country boy.
Break 1-9 for Luke.
Convoy, that Convoy song. That's what. BJ and the Bear. That's a hell of a title for a show. BJ and the Bear. That's a good show. Good show. He was saying, Luke was saying, for me to go if I have a team, it takes us to go from California to LA. I mean, from LA to New York, it's a 6-day trip or 5-day trip, and we can do it in 5 days, knock it out real quick. He goes, with these things, how long is that going to take us, man? From New York to how long is that shit going to take, The other thing he brought up was, what was the other thing he brought up? He said, because they were asking, so he asked that guy, Luke, the truck driver, he asked him, how long, what is a diesel? What does it do? He goes, if it's a 300-gallon tank, man, we can do almost 2,000 miles, man. We can do 2,000 miles. And it only takes us 8 minutes to reload, to refuel. To pump up, yeah. And then it takes y'all 30 minutes. And, it's only going to, and it's that thing too. Luke was telling him this is going to be good for like in the city distribution, like taking it from the last leg of it, taking it from, wherever the spot is to the Walmarts and shit, like the Walmart and whatever the case may be. But he goes, this shit ain't ready, man.
It's not over the road.
Oh, hell no.
Not for the long hike.
No, shit, no, dude. So that's when you were telling me about that. They're giving Elon Musk.
Yeah, so Texas Monthly it's not what it used to be. I don't, whatever side of the fence you're on, but they're giving Elon a hard time. They don't like Elon. and so they're giving Starbase a hard time down in Boca Chica because there was a post and supposedly a supporting article about the fact that Elon sent up a rocket and he blew it up, and now his debris created a fire, and he's creating pollution, and how bad it is for Texas to have Elon blowing up rockets in Texas. So, but that's progression, right?
Have to, man.
How many you test things, they break, you go back. But
they want to send them back to Nevada.
So they want, they want him out of Texas.
Oh yeah,
but
for sure.
But as progress.
Yeah, dude. No, he was he went on it. He was like, these things are not. He goes, I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be. It's not. What do you say? It's not reliable yet, but we can show you it's durable. Our trucks are going to be durable. They can go through whatever these trucks can go through, probably even more. He goes, but we're just not. It's not to the point where it's reliable yet. We're almost there. He goes, we're still. Yeah.
You know what I like about Elon? I was thinking about him the other day, and it's the difference between being. And he's not the only one, but a lot of these guys that open up a business, and then they open up another location, another branch. They're branching off to this and this. They have something that most of us don't, and. You're sitting there and you open your business and you think, all right, I'm going to wait for the right time to do that next location. I'm going to wait for the right time to do this. And you wait for the right time, and the right time never comes. Mm-hmm. These guys don't wait for the right time. They just
dive in,
throw it out there. If that location doesn't work, close it down, because I opened up 2 or 3 more locations, right? Mm-hmm. And they just keep going. So they're not scared. No. Not scared to fail.
No, hell no.
Or succeed, right?
And that's what he says. He's like, dude, you criticize me, man. It's like, it's all right. I'm getting this shit figured out. I'm figuring it out for you for the future. And the thing that I was looking at, and that guy, that driver Luke brought up, he said, if they, in time when these things figure out what they're doing, they can figure this shit out. He goes, I'm going to be out of a job. Like, I'm going to be out because this thing it'll be able to drive itself. It'll be able to do all that shit. At these charging stations, they'll have somebody there to charge them up, and truck goes back on because it has to go. From point A to point B, and then it knows where it's going, so it's not. Eventually, it won't need you. I mean, I know they can't figure out the car. They can't figure out the cars yet. The car can't be figured.
You're
to drive.
Familiar with a company called Swift?
The trucking company.
Yeah. So this was probably, I want to say, about 15 years ago. Like, what they did was, like you were talking about your traditional truck driver. Mm-hmm. Who goes through all the gears, right? Yeah. Like, that takes a lot. You have to reverse, back it up, put it in your dock. What they did, Swift, to get more drivers, was turn their trucks into automatics.
Oh shit!
I mean, you know what I mean. So person can jump in the cab and drive an automatic, right?
Yeah.
But not everybody can drive a manual.
Mm-hmm. No shit, no.
So I just think it's crazy that they jumped into your manual to let's make these trucks automatic. Now we're going from automatic trucks to
self-driving. He said, they're looking at, they're still time way off. But I'm saying, but can you imagine, man? Like, our kids or whatever, 50 years from now, there may not be truck drivers no more.
Well, there was a posting the other day of the McDonald's. There's a fully automated McDonald's.
Yeah, up in north.
It's northwest, right?
Yeah. Near past Dallas. I can't
just
remember.
Like making fries. Not even. You don't even need that person.
No, you don't need
a kiosk. Just a kiosk and
and the drive-thru just sends it. It was funny. We were talking about it slides it out like that. We were talking to our friend Thomas with the Tegu, the noodles, Noot Slap. We were talking to him the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, there's some," because we were talking about how people don't want to interact and shit. He goes, in what was it, Japan? He said, Japan, where you sit in these little. Because I was telling him about this thing I seen where at the airports over there, you can rent. Like if you're waiting for your plane, instead of just sitting out on your laptop out in front of everybody, they got these little rooms you can rent.
A little pod.
Yeah, and you go in there and you rent it for hour or whatever, and you go in there, you close the door, and you're private, and you got your laptop. It's got the chargers, the charging stations, everything. And you're in there, and it's privacy. So I told him that story, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I'll take it one step further." He goes, and I'm pretty sure you've probably seen these things. It's like you sit at a bar, a noodle bar. You sit there, a food restaurant, and it's a little wall here. You sit here. You got walls like this, and you sit there, and then you send the order, and then little trap door opens up. Here's your food. Nobody talks to you. You pay. Nobody talks to you. You know.
You see our local Target, the construction out in the parking lot where they built the. I looked at that the other day and I go, "What is that? It looks like they built a Sonic out there or something. These
like,
little slots."
Where's the hop? Yeah.
But it's for people that don't want to go in the store.
Yeah, it's great. So we've used it. It's great. Yeah, it's great. You order online. Yeah, you order and then you pull up to your
Don't
hole.
take my Target or HEB experience away from. Hey, I'm in there. I'm just. Am I even shopping? I'm just.
But
I love it.
it's for the store. It's kind of like, man, we wish we had him back in the store because that's when you get the stuff that you don't need. That you just walk by.
I don't even want to talk about getting stuff that we don't need.
It's like that shelf when you're checking out that little. With the gum and the bullshit and the candy and the M magazine, that little area.
Hey, quick story.
Go ahead.
Have you ever been to Five Below?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
a nightmare.
My little man, he's like, "Hey, let's go into Five Below." $50 later.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of $5.
That's a lot of $5. I told
10
him,
items.
We're not going in there for another month and a half. No more Five Below.
No, I get that. They got little chargers and they got different little shits and
what's this?
Posters and bullshit.
Put that in there. Put that in there. They got me.
Yeah, it all started with pay at the pump, man. And we all went downhill after that, right?
I missed the full service, man, when they came out.
The little ching-a-ling-ling-ling. And then you...
Huh? New Jersey has it. Yeah, you can't pump it in New Jersey. You can't pump your own shit. Yeah, you got to... they pump it for you.
But that goes back to, like you were saying, in Japan. Man, anything you want in a vending machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Dirty panties you want them? Get them vending machine.
Man.
Think about that cologne thing. That your motto. That motto of yours, man. That motto was rough, man.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That motto was rough. But he was telling me about that. He's got these little, it got wall because nobody wants to. Because we were asking us, so people were kind of anxious. Like, just people don't want to be bothered. People want to enjoy their dinner and be left alone. And that's another thing we got into is like, and I don't know if I said this on the show already. Probably did. They have those a lot of in Japan. They have a lot of those Japan and I think China. I can't remember Japan. And I apologize. I'm not being racist. Not being racist. They have a lot of.
Hey, we're big Asian cats.
yeah, Jewish. Yeah, they have a lot of. It's called alone deaths, and a lot of folks die alone. And they just get to where they become
like hermits,
shut-ins,
like hermits,
shut-ins, yeah. And they distance themselves away from their families and shit, and they get shut in, and before you know it, neighbor calls, hey man, there's flies everywhere, man. He's like, oh, neighbor's dead, and it's just weird, man. It's just a lot of that there's a lot of that going on. It's like at record numbers, man, like record numbers. Suicide.
It's kind of sad. It's like,
it is for sure.
People aren't talking to each other.
No, absolutely not. But that's what we were getting into. Me and him, we were talking about that, and just the technology, what it's doing to us, man. So in order for me to get off of that bullshit, I had to fix myself and correct myself. So we ended up watching. It's May the 4th, but I didn't watch Star Wars. I watched George Lucas's one of his first films, which was American Graffiti. You seen that? American Hot Rods and shit with Harrison Ford, Ron Howard's in it. Who else is in there? Mackenzie Phillips. If you remember Mackenzie Phillips, she had an affair with her father. That's what it was. Yeah,
they filmed that movie in Walnut Creek, California.
That's
where my ex-wife's from.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no shit. No, it was a great movie. It was a great step back to see the hot rods and to kind of do away and it's sad, man. That shit's gonna, before you know it, those cars will be extinct, man. They won't be allowed on the road anymore. And
we were just at the gas station pumping up before we got here, and a lady comes up to me and she's telling me, she's like, I got rid of my dad's '63 Plymouth for $500. He passed away. I said, how long ago was this? She said, about 6 years ago. And I was like, well, this ain't my car. You might want to talk to him. Talk to my son. She pokes her head in the car and tells him, you better not get rid of this car.
Man. Hell no, man, dude.
She's like, well, everybody else's car's not driving. Yours is still going to drive.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And that's what
that nuts.
It's a shame. It's a shame. And like I said, I had to watch that to wash away all the EV shit I was watching on YouTube, man. Because it's just sad to see all that shit where it's going. It's just these 18-wheelers driving themselves, and it's gonna put a shit ton of people out of work, man. Because even like the warehouses, man. Just like I was showing you all that Sam's thing with that little robot, he cleans the aisles and shit.
Skynet.
The robots are gonna do it in the warehouse now, where they take the loads off and put it up.
And I think that's where we're seeing automation happen that we're not seeing, right? Because that's behind the scenes. In a store, people still want that kind of someone to help them. But
You mean somebody to argue with?
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
so. But I can see warehouses going
Oh, yeah.
completely automated.
Done. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean,
Forklift, everything else.
The floor's getting cleaned
Oh,
by
yeah.
a cleaning robot
Yeah.
instead of someone for a job. So everybody says, hey, raise minimum wage, but then the jobs are automated. So
yeah. It's like I was giving Angel shit off air, and I was just like, I was looking at these videos because I was going AI shit. I was looking at all this stuff, or robots and shit, and it was just like they gave the robot the schematics of every restroom in the building, and that robot goes in there, goes down the hallway, goes up the elevator, wherever 600, whatever floor it is, 6th floor, 7th floor, it knows how to go down the hallways, goes in that restroom because it already has the information in them, knows how far that toilet is, shoots it, sprays it with chemicals and shit, and you don't need a person anymore, man.
Yeah.
It's just weird, man. How everything, it's just weird where this
You
shit's
do
going.
need a person. You need a person to complain to. You need a person
Yeah.
to talk to and tell them they're not doing their job correctly.
It's
You need that person.
Oh, it's sometimes, but before I came here, I was at Sam's, and I was like, I kind of like the robots a little bit more after going to Sam's. Sam's experience, man. I'd rather have the curbside shit. I'd rather have that because it's just like going to the big box stores. Sometimes they don't have not that one.
No.
The
But
other
no,
one,
let
the other
me tell you,
one,
like,
the other
there's
one.
a lot of stores closing.
Yeah.
A lot of them. Like, a lot of box stores that are
Yeah.
closing.
hey, a Burger King is about to close a
Yep.
bunch of stores.
Oh, no shit.
Mhm.
A lot.
Oh shit. Okay.
Walmart,
too? Yeah,
Burger
Walmart, yeah.
King, Nordstrom's.
yeah.
A Bed Bath and Beyond out of
Gone.
business.
That I believe. 'cause
What did we call it yesterday? Bed Bath and Be Gone.
be gone. It's gone.
Oh,
dude.
my
That shit's
God.
Bed
gone.
Bath and Gone.
Yeah, dude, that's a shame, man. I mean, those stores were.
You thought that was a staple, right? You
Yeah,
thought
it
it was
ain't going
like-
nowhere.
like-
That ain't going nowhere. I thought for sure that wasn't going
You can
nowhere.
get all this stuff off Amazon though.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? And it's true. Ordered one of those. I've been having tennis elbow pain, and so I was at home before I came here, and my wife was on Amazon. I said, "Hey, check out and see if they have those tennis elbow
Yeah.
straps." She looked it up, punched the button, and said, "You got to be here tomorrow."
Yep.
I mean,
You got 3
why,
hours
why
to order
drive
it,
to
and
any store to go
Don't
get
need
something,
to.
right?
You don't need to.
if you order it in 3 hours, you get it tomorrow.
It's crazy.
The first,
It's true. Like,
crazy.
order it now. You got 52 seconds. It'll be here tomorrow.
Be here tomorrow.
we do it right then. Thing we first experienced for the first time was ordering our groceries and being delivered to the front door, and that was like, holy shit! I don't need to go to the grocery store anymore. I mean, you go to the grocery store for the little shit, but for the big shit, like
So how'd you do this?
HEB, right?
So
HEB.
is that an HEB employee or is that like a DoorDash type guy?
It's a door. Yeah. So it's
a-
an outside. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But because my mother-in-law Pam, she uses it all the damn time. They deliver it to the front. They drop them off, boom,
Boom.
right in front of the door.
There you go.
And we tried it too. That's like, well, let me see if this shit works. And it is. It costs a little more because, of course, they're giving it to you. They're bringing it to you, which I get.
but
There's
if you're outside of town making
Yeah.
a special trip to town, it costs you.
Yeah.
There's your time involved.
Time.
There's your fuel involved. So
Yeah.
I mean,
it makes sense. I mean, for me, it kind of breaks even, and I enjoy it because sometimes you're working late or something, you got to get shit delivered or
Hey,
whatever it
next
is.
time I get groceries, I'm gonna ask for a brown bag.
They probably.
Remember that?
I'll still tell you no, man.
Remember back in the day, you used to get them in sack groceries.
oh
in
yeah,
brown bags.
yeah, the brown paper bags.
They still have them.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna
Once a, like
bring my groceries up
groceries in
in
each
some
arm?
brown bag, and I'm gonna take a picture and post it.
Put it in your backpack, dude. Put it in your backpack.
hey, I'm a one trip guy too, man. I'm a one trip guy.
All of it. All of it. Dude.
Gotta get all of it.
All of
I'm
them.
tired of them damn plastic bags. I'm carrying like 20 plastic bags.
You can
of
get a
arms
lot.
Like
You get a
this.
lot on the pinky, dude.
Yeah.
Plastic, we get a lot of them on there, dude. But yeah, I had to watch American Graffiti to watch that nasty taste out of our mouth of all the
Good
EV
movie.
shit.
Really, really good movie.
I loved it, man. I didn't know that
Hot rods.
the lead character was Paul Lee Matt. That guy, that's who George Lucas really wanted to be. He wanted him to be Han Solo, not Harrison Ford. But I think Harrison Ford had more
I-
the chops.
Yeah,
think
the
those-
cowboy hat.
I
in
think
that,
those
didn't
are
he?
interesting stories whenever we find out later on,
Mhm.
like these movies that are iconic, and then you find out that it was almost cast with this other
Mhm.
person, and you go,
But
wait,
it-
that wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
it
that wouldn't have
been the
worked.
same.
Because I heard, I saw one the other day, saw it on the internet, no guarantee that it's true, that one of the guys from the Monkees was supposed to be Fonz.
Oh, no shit. Which
On
one?
on
The-
Happy Days.
Oh no shit.
And But anyway, they gave it to Henry Winkler.
Winkler.
You know,
You know, he didn't even know how to ride a motorcycle.
Fonz.
I can
Did
believe
he ever
that.
ride? Yeah, I can,
No,
me too. I can believe that
seriously.
too.
I can believe
I can
that.
believe big
Yeah.
Jew cat, man.
Yeah.
We don't ride
Hey,
motorcycles.
he
dude.
didn't even know how to ride a motorcycle.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, and he was in Lords of Flatbush. You remember that with Sylvester Stallone?
Oh, the
'Cause they were
the
greasers.
greasers.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
yes,
were
yes,
straight
yes.
greasers.
Yeah.
The other one I liked was the Wanderers. I don't know if you ever seen that one. The Wanderers was kind of the same.
Yeah, the
same
Wanderers.
vibe. Yeah, same kind of. They had the bald headed guys. Harry Winkler, dude, that threw me off, man. Fonzie, man, shit.
Fonzie,
When
man.
he was doing
Yeah,
skiing.
training wheels.
He was skiing with that leather jacket on, man. That was great, dude. That was
Hey,
good, man.
he jumped the shark,
Jumped the
man.
shark, dude. That damn shark, man. He screwed up for everybody, dude. Yeah, so I was watching that, and then that guy, Paul Lee Matt, the guy that was the lead character driving the yellow. What was it? Yellow? Was it a shit? I forget what it was. What it was? The car he was at. Anyway, I'm sorry. He was a Vietnam veteran. He was awarded the National Defense Medal. Did a few tours out there, man, and he was a hell of an American, man. He did a lot of shit. I'm trying to think of other things he had. He went to. He also won some kind of boxing or fighting award. He was all around a well-rounded guy, man. He was an actor. Did all sorts of. That's what it was. The yellow one, yeah. That's nice.
About the
dude.
Deuce?
Yeah, dude, that was beautiful, man. And I like
Deuce?
Harrison Ford had the '53 Chevy. I think was it '53 Chevy?
That's a really cool poster. It's like probably one of my favorite
Yeah.
posters.
Harrison Ford, dude.
Yeah,
They
the old
wanted him.
cowboy hat.
They wanted him to have a flat top. His character to have a flat top. He's like, nah, not doing
No.
that. Dude, I wear the cowboy hat, but I'm not doing the
Cowboy
flat top. I'm not cutting my hair, dude. I'm not doing
Old
that.
Mel's Diner right there.
Yeah, man. And the girl in the white Cadillac was Christy Brinkley, right? Or no, Christy,
What?
Suzanne Summers.
Oh,
You talking about that?
Yeah, that lady, the gal in the car,
That's a T-bird.
what?
That'd be a T-bird.
No. I was talking about I didn't know what it. I was just saying I was
The
looking. I
girl.
was trying to think of her name. The car was.
Yeah.
I was
That's
more,
Suzanne. That's Suzanne Summers.
Yeah. I was thinking about Thigh Master. That's why I got
Master.
distracted.
Thigh
I got
Master.
distracted. Thigh
She was
Master.
squishing your head with that.
I was
thigh
thinking
master.
about that, dude. I was thinking about that.
Not watermelons.
And then Richard Dreyfuss, which was in there, he was also the voice of Stand By Me. He was the voice. He was
I
the
was
dad.
never a fan of Richard Dreyfuss.
I wasn't a fan of him tonight. And then he was complaining about, what was it, the Oscars, right? The Oscars. He said he was pissed that they were doing the. Good on him, and he was being outspoken. He said he didn't like that the Oscars was forcing the diversity on the thing. He goes, that makes me, as an actor, he goes, that makes me want to vomit because judge me on my talent, man. Don't judge me because you got to get numbers or so many.
Crazy. It's being forced
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah. It's sad, man. Like I said, but it's weird because he's like I said, I don't know his politics very bad. I think he was more of he leaned left guy, but it was weird that did. It's just like even Bill.
Did you know that?
What?
That you get a certain amount of time on TV if you're a certain color?
Oh, I imagine so. There's a lot.
Yeah.
There was that's why there's
There's a certain
Yeah.
time limit you get if you're a certain color on TV.
you got to wrap it up, huh? They
Yeah,
put the
you're
music
like,
on.
Come on.
Go. You're done. You're done. You've had enough.
Wow.
That's weird.
I was reading about that.
No,
I was
it's
just like,
sad, man.
that's crazy.
It's sad.
So I was talking to a guy who's he works for an investment company. So, like a guy works for Charles Schwab or one of those
Right.
places. So he has a client list. So he has it's called his book, right? So if you're retiring, you don't leave all those people like, hey, bye, see ya. It's given to somebody else, right, when you retire. And he was telling me that in the company, your retirement was based on who you gave your book to. If you gave it to a minority, you got a bigger retirement.
Wow.
If you gave it to, and minorities were rated in grade, like, this person is more of a minority than this person. And so you give it to this person and you get a higher retirement.
Wow, dude. Street
So
cred.
isn't
huh?
that
Street
weird?
cred. The street cred, man.
That's
Wow, dude.
crazy.
That's
That's
a
crazy.
trip,
So
man.
so there's things like that all over.
Yeah, that's why I don't like knowing how
Good
to
or bad. I mean,
Sweep it
but
under
but
there.
Yeah.
it's, I don't know. There's it seems like a lot of those things are a good mission, like a good thought. The
Yeah.
thought was good,
Yeah.
but then there's other guys busting their ass to try to do this, and not that they didn't come up hard and fight to
put the
get to
time
where
in.
they were, but then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they can't get it. Kind of
No, it's a shame.
I'll just buy the penny stocks.
No, it's a shame, man. That it's shit like that, and that's why I don't like to see how the sausage is made, man. Because it in the end it'll piss you off. When
Kind
you see
of makes it taste
it's
bad,
like,
right?
it's like it's kind of it's a little.
But that's like that when you say I don't want to see how the sausage is made, that just goes for a lot of things.
Oh, for sure, like the space, right? Like space.
Hey,
oh,
like
dude,
I said, Michael Bay wasn't available.
No, dude, I wanted to tell you, I've been because since I've been hearing you, saying it's not real. So I was looking at some videos, and they were showing how when they showed those pictures of them when they're in space like this, when they're like that, they had this one guy and he was doing a flip, and then his buddy was like this, and his buddy's looking at the camera, and he looks at him like this, and he grabs his wire, like he's connected to a cable, and he grabs his cable, like that, because he's like kind of going off kilter a little bit, so he grabs his little cord there, and then the other thing,
his fish line,
yeah, and then the other thing was. The girls, the ladies, they have long hair, right?
Yeah.
So you can tell that they put hairspray and all kinds of shit.
Mousse.
And because when they move around, it don't go like this. Like if it was in,
right.
It just it's just stiff. But it was just. And then the other thing, what was the other thing? Oh shit! What was the other thing? The guy was flipping around. He was bouncing around in the cabin. But then on the table, he had a glass of water. It was like a glass or something was sitting there, and it wasn't moving. But he was like flying around. But there's so much shit on social.
So much
shit,
there.
dude. It's weird,
I'm telling
man.
you, man.
Oh, and then they also show this one thing where they had footage where the spaceship leaves, the capsule leaves the moon and goes. Okay, well, who's gonna get that cameraman? That camera's there. Who turns that camera off? It's just to me, it's funny, and it's that whole thing for me. It's that whole thing is like. Why would you go through all this trouble to try to fool everybody when it's not gives a shit? I don't know. It's why are you trying to fool everybody? And that's why I say I hope it's real. I mean, I like to think that America did some shit like that we went to the moon and shit. I want to think that,
I forgot we were watching something the other day, and it was more like along the lines of like, yeah, it was a space race. Like we're trying to beat Russia, we're trying to beat China, we're trying to be like that goes back to what we're talking about. Like, okay, we're not. We've been to the moon, right?
Sure.
Right? We've been to the moon. The Transformers don't want us there no more, man. They just like, hey, you're not allowed here. You are not allowed to set foot on this moon again.
Hey, man, you know what? It was real. And like Elon's test the other day, it goes to show you it was real and they were badasses. Because rocket science is not a perfect science.
No.
If you're brave enough to get on the top of that rocket when they light the wick, you're brave.
He got stones,
because
man.
that's not a perfect science.
No, dude. I mean,
like his rocket blew up, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's why they were putting chimps and everything else in that thing, like
poor chimps, man. Poor guys, man.
Dogs, everything in there because they didn't know what was going to happen. That because the tin foil was not going to hold up.
The tin foil and
the dryer cord, the dryer,
that tube,
it wasn't going to hold up.
Yeah, so I went through a lot of videos because once you get in YouTube, once you go over a long time, and it started showing me all those things where it was like they had the cable because it was like showing like they were they were
talking about the flag too. A lot of stuff on the flag.
Yeah, the flag, and then the other thing was so they were showing this guy. He was getting a tour of NASA. He was getting a tour, and they were they're wheeling him around, and if you look, they were saying look in the background. And when you're wheeling this guy around and they pass this certain area, if you look in the background, they got like a green screen and there's like shit in the background, like you can see.
Oh, God,
they show like a screen, like it's a green screen in the background. It's not a green, but it's like a blue screen or some shit like that. But it has and then there's like a monitor, a TV monitor, and it shows the guy what you're seeing on TV, and it's like him in a cab in the space cab and shit. These are from like.
Last week?
No. I don't know. They were kind of like from, I guess it was like 90s or something.
Remember what we were talking about? Like, I believe Elon would, because that dude is, like I said, he is our modern day Tony Stark.
He's
like
real
straight
shit.
up. This dude got tons of money that he can do whatever he want, right? He builds the rockets. He's a smart MFer.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's just back in the 60s in our space race, like we didn't have that technology, man. Like we didn't. Like I feel that we were just like rushing things, like trying to hurry up and get to it. Yeah, like we're a superpower, like, but we want to beat everybody. We want to be first. Because if you're not first, you're what? Like
Ricky Bobby said,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Man,
And it's just like we're
Famous
just
guy.
constantly like, yeah, we toot our own horn, but it's crazy because you're putting this on TV for the masses, and like it makes me mad, dude. Because I wanted to be an astronaut like when I was growing up, like
sure.
but I'm not good at math. But
Me neither.
But I really wanted to be an astronaut. Like that was my shit. You know, when you say, "Oh, what do you want to be when you grow up?" I want to be a fucking astronaut. And I think that's why I'm so intrigued by it.
For sure.
Is because that's what I wanted to do. And Elon, it's just, dude, he's gonna be the first one to get us to the moon, to get us to Mars, because
sure.
he has that drive. Like, I just feel like there's too much behind NASA. NASA doesn't want to tell you what the fuck is really going on. I'm getting kind of like, you know,
It's all good. No,
it upsets me.
Well, you had an agenda, man.
Yeah.
You wore the shirt.
Like, but if you know,
he meant for this to go.
hey,
he meant for it to go this way.
He's been trying to steer the show this way.
Hey.
No,
But if you read the bottom of my shirt, they've been hiding things since like 1947. You know,
I tell you, man, no, I want to believe it, man. I want to believe that we did that shit, and I just, like I said, I just don't. And I can see both sides of it, but for me, it's always that thing. It's like, why, you know, there's a room full of all these, you know, not astronauts, but all these guys working behind these monitors and TVs
Hey,
and all this.
we did it, and it was a hell of a feat. It was unbelievable.
I like I said, for America, because I love the country and I'm big on it. But I hope we did that, and it looks like we did. You know, I know there's some skeptics out there, and like I said, I like to see both sides. I love to hear both sides of the thing.
That was a generation of people that they did some
yeah.
badass things. I mean, they created the nuclear bomb.
Sure.
They went into space. Not long before that, they flew for the first time. You know, I mean, it's like,
What was that thing you showed me? Where they were flying the longest thing, the longest
oh yeah,
flight,
yeah,
the longest flight.
longest flight.
Like was it a month,
over a month,
of
almost
just
2 months.
flying.
In the air.
Yeah.
who did that?
I don't know.
forgot.
Some cats were in a plane and they refueled
Yeah.
from the ground.
Yeah, from the
they
ground.
refueled from the ground with a truck that would match their speed.
That's funny, dude. That's cool shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They just kept flying. That no destination in mind.
Yeah.
Just to break the record for being
That's
in the
what-
air the longest.
Like,
How much?
I'm real big in the like 50s, 60s culture.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause it was like you said, there was so much happening back then, and I feel like history's repeating itself. Like, there's shit going on right now that, you know, like if I was a grown up back in the 50s and 60s, it would be the way it is now. Like, all kinds of shit, you know, politics, you know, trying to get to space again. You know, it's just like history repeating itself. But I just love, like, because they were hardworking, you know. Shit, you could be in the office smoking a cigarette and nobody was going to tell you anything.
no.
You
It
know,
was it's a weird time. Man.
it was.
And now you're they even had drinks during. They had smokes and they were having drinks and shit, cocktails during the work day and shit. So no, I'm serious. It was a different time, man. It was a different time. It was actual.
Have any of you guys seen
they'd live.
Mad Men?
They'd live to a ripe old age of 65.
Hell yeah,
I mean,
dude.
it was.
Yeah, but they ate steaks and shit for breakfast and shit. You know, steak and eggs and shit. Oh, they're bringing steak and ale. They're bringing that back too. That restaurant's coming back. by
What?
the
No way.
Steak and ale's coming.
Hey,
back.
we had one here locally for many
Yeah?
years. It was good.
Was it a high class
As
steakhouse
a
or was
kid,
it just like?
as a kid when I used to see that sign, I was like, man, that's fancy, dude.
Yeah.
You see that sign?
Is it? Like-
I don't think it is. I don't know. I mean, I never got to go, man.
Is it
Steak
like?
and ale.
Steak and ale.
Is
yeah.
it like shoe leather? What?
No,
what
no.
kind of steak
No,
is it?
it's to me it was always in that same category of saltgrass,
Kinda
Outback, something
Outback?
like
yeah,
that.
Outback is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. I used to see that sign as a kid, and I used to see that, and I was like, man, that looks.
That's,
And I was a kid, I
school.
was 10, 10. I see that sign. I was like, man, that's living.
Well, since my son, if he passes to the next grade, I owe him a steak dinner. So
Steak and ale it is. man.
wherever he wants to go, if it's
Steak and
the
ale.
steak and nails open by then, we'll go there.
One of the worst places I heard was pretty crappy was not to shit on them, but just because I heard about it. That Longhorn Steakhouse. I heard it was not too hot. That one. It's right there in the Woodlands, and it's not. I heard it's not too good. I heard it was kind of gamey and chewy.
Skip it.
Yeah, pass it. Yeah, I'll pass. Yeah,
Gamey?
man.
Did you
So
say gamey?
gamey or rubbery, chewy, like you said,
Chewy.
shoe leather.
Shoe.
That's,
$2 tougher than a $2 steak.
Dude, that was rough. But yeah, man, I had to clean my palate with American Graffiti, which was great, man. I loved watching that. There was so much shit in there. There was the way dudes were talking to ladies and shit. It was just it was a different time, man. And
Different time.
You couldn't get it. I remember there was a scene where Mackenzie Phillips is with the main character in his car, the yellow hot rod there. They're in the car, and she tells him he gets pulled over because he's speeding or whatever. The cop's giving him shit, and the cop pulls him over, and the girl tells him, Mackenzie Phillips, she tells him, I forget exactly how it went, but she told him, if you don't, what did she say? I forgot how she said it, but she goes, I'm gonna tell him that you were trying to kidnap me or something, or rape me or something. Like you're trying to rape me or something. But it was just like that was like. It's weird how time is, man. It's just like that was like one of the first times you heard shit like that, but it wasn't a big deal.
They don't make movies like that anymore.
Nah, it wasn't a big deal, man.
How old were you when you saw Porky's?
Shit, I was
Too young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 7, man, and I still remember that time. You know, those guys peeking through the hole, the shower hole. You know,
like I'm saying, they don't make movies like that.
It's
like
those raunchy movies.
And those were a lot of movies in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Like even what's the one with the pool scene? Ridgemont High.
Oh yeah, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Yeah, that was
like Caddyshack had.
Some racy stuff.
Yeah.
The Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I don't know if I said this.
What's her name? Phoebe Cates. Phoebe Cates.
I was ripped off, and I was again. I don't like to see how the sausage is made because I was watching the behind the scenes of that shoot where she was coming out of the pool. And there's a guy in the background. They're filming it, right? The guy is filming it and backing up. And there's a guy off to the side, and he throws water at it with a bucket of water at it like that to give that splash, like that extra splash when she comes out the pool. But it's like they ruined the thing. Like I just thought that was my fantasy of the water coming out of there and coming out of every direction. But there's this old dude, just throwing a bucket of water at her to make it look, to give her the extra.
Those movies were like, I guess, I would say coming of age films, like where you're a teen in the 80s, and then those are your movies, right? Not so much nowadays. Like
the last of them that I saw that I kind of felt was that same kind of vibe was
what were they rated?
American Pie.
Yeah.
American Pie was like the last.
What were they rated? Were they rated R or PG-13?
I think.
When did PG-13 even come along?
I thought that was more like the late 90s.
Because 80s didn't have PG-13.
No, it was just
R and PG.
R. Fast Times R. 82. Oh yeah, it touched on all kinds of shit. Abortion.
But they were high school students.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, man.
And it was rated R.
Yep. Yeah, man. It was that's
restricted.
Yeah, it was good shit, man.
Porky's. They were supposed to be high school students in Porky's also.
Yeah.
And that was probably R.
Oh, for sure, man.
What were they calling her? Lassie? Oh, what's her name from Sex and the City?
Oh, Kim Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall. She was
84. 80, Red Dawn was PG-13, huh? Okay, Red Dawn. Okay, Patrick Swayze, the whole crew, man.
What year was that?
84.
84.
84.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that's good shit, man.
Like, you know what? I know. Shout out to Pops. But I remember my pop taking me to the theater, and I probably wasn't even old enough to watch half the movies, man. Like the Van Damme movies and the Schwarzenegger. There was a lot of nudity in Van Damme movies.
There was a lot of dancing too.
A lot of good dancing.
Yeah, good dancing.
Like, but that's, like I said, I watched a lot of war movies with my dad, like Vietnam movies and stuff. And those movies were
graphic.
Yeah, they were real graphic.
Hey, what about Chuck Norris biting the head off of that rat? Remember that in what was it? Anyway, he was POW and they hung him by his feet. They put a bag over his head. And they put rats in the bag.
The bag was like the bag was going like that. Like the bag was moving,
and then the bag stopped moving.
Yep.
And he bit the rat, man.
He killed the rat, man.
Dude, those movies
that's good shit, man.
Sounds good, man. What was that movie?
Damn, it's throwing me for a loop now. Missing in Action.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Missing in Action.
There you go.
There you go.
I don't know about 1, but 2 was good.
I just remember Sean Penn in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. But he also played in a Vietnam movie with Michael J. Fox. I don't remember the name of the movie.
He did play in some kind of war movie.
But that movie it's burned in my brain. Like, that was pretty graphic. And like I said, my pop took me to go see it, and I was just like, geez.
It's good shit, man. Like I said, those are my movies, man. I love those.
It was
Like I said, I try to pass.
Casualties of War.
That's the one.
Casualties of War.
Michael J. Fox and Sean Penn. Look how young they were.
Look at that haircut.
What year did it come out?
89.
Bro,
89.
I was 10.
89.
Back to the real quick to go back on the AI thing. In Japan, they hired going off here. They hire paralyzed people to operate the robots. They're like servants and like waiters and shit in restaurants. They have paraplegic people doing running them and stuff like robots and shit to make them so they can make income.
So
them
they're
feel,
stationary at the little control unit.
Yeah.
Just making the robot
Yeah,
go, okay.
and to give them
Yeah.
pride, to give them some self
job.
work, give them
Remote
something to do.
control.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, but it's cool. It's a good idea. Who the hell would have thought of that? I wouldn't have thought of that.
Piss one of those people off, and the robot's running into your table, and
And knocking your tray over.
Yeah,
I don't know what went wrong.
Damn, macaroni on the floor. Everything.
they got macaroni over there.
Do they?
I don't know.
Sake all over.
Maybe something. Yeah. Covered in grains and shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so again, American Graffiti. If you haven't seen that one, check it out, man. That's a good movie. If if there's a younger and the ones of listeners, if there's some younger folks and the ones of listeners, check out American Graffiti, man. Great flick, man. It's a
What's
great
his
flick.
name?
Wolfman
Wolfman Jack.
Yeah, another thing that again, back to the thing about ruining the sausage, man. Watching how ruining the sausage, watching how the sausage is made, like. You used to listen to Wolfman Jack, and he had the voice and all that stuff. The really good
that old
voice.
raspy
Yeah,
voice.
it was a good voice. And then when he's in the movie, he turns it off. Like he doesn't have it on. It's like I like that voice better than the ridiculous over the top Wolfman Jack voice because his voice was like smooth and silky and chill. But when he was doing that over the top bullshit, it was just like all right. Like it was just. But like I said, it's that thing where
It
you
was
see how
gimmicky.
Yeah,
It's cool that DJs and television people and should be radio people, not like me, but they have those good voices, right? Where they go into this blah, 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 you know. But the 70s DJs were even it was like
they were over the top.
exaggerated, right?
Yeah.
It was really cool to listen to those old.
What was it? They said that I forgot who else talking to.
Like the
somebody
movie man.
Yeah. Somebody that's in the media and shit. They said they do that to get your attention and so that way they enunciate the words.
Yeah.
They go over the top. And,
Over the top
yeah,
with
just like
yeah.
over dramatic words just to get you to listen.
Like I said, they still do that to a extent, but those 70s DJs, whenever you hear those clips,
Oh,
man,
they're-
What are they? They're called voice actors.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Cena, he's gotten into voice acting. Now I want to buy a Honda.
Oh, that's right.
Because he does the Honda
Yeah, he
commercials.
does that one where he says they're gonna fly soon.
Yeah.
That little thing where they're gonna fly soon.
It's just like it's a
See.
source of income, right?
See, oh yeah, big income,
Hey.
man.
do a voice.
Yeah.
You could do it.
I'll work on it. Oh,
You have the perfect face for radio.
Oh, I know I do. I also have a rum and nose. Rum's all over my face.
We always we all do. We should do that. We all have the perfect faces.
We
for
got radio. We got perfect radio faces, man. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Elon. Like I said, I like that. Like I said, the criticism he takes for the semi trucks and whatnot. I think that's great, man. I think he's
prepared.
roll with the punches,
He's
man.
prepared to take it. I mean,
Yeah.
look what his super truck or whatever that he was going to put out
oh
just a few
my
years
God,
ago. That
dude.
you know,
Cybertruck, yeah,
the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that thing. What? It's kind of gone away, right? No one's talking about
Stopped
it.
talking
They were
about that,
taking
yeah.
deposits, and hey, one thing about Elon, he'll take your deposit.
Oh, that satellite. Yeah,
Yeah, he took my deposit
took that
about
one
2
too.
years ago.
He took
so,
that. He's still waiting on it, huh?
Yeah, I'm
Still waiting on it.
Still
dude.
waiting.
Let me know when you get it.
But
man.
I still have faith. He's still impressing me. So.
Oh yeah, he's doing a lot of stuff, man. Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
still waiting on it. Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
Lights came on.
Yeah, the lights came on. Clappers. After that little pit stop there, we'll hop into let's hop on to well, I don't want to say it that way. Hop on I don't want to hop on to mom. Yeah. Mother's Day, man. When this comes out, when this airs, it'll be the next day will be Mother's Day. So it's close enough. So we're close there. We'll make sure we'll make it give moms a little attention there, man. So from like I said, for me, TV was a big part of my life. Everybody knows that. TV moms. What was your favorite TV mom, Vinny? You have a TV mom that you were checking out?
Not really. That's
No?
tough. Mm-mm.
No TV moms.
No.
I was a big fan of well, of course Seinfeld. So of course I went with Estelle Harris, which is George's mom. Estelle Costanza. I liked her, dude, because she was just so. She was always so angry.
So
like,
angry
she was
and loud, man.
She was pissed, dude. She was always pissed off, dude. So I loved her for that. She was a great mom, a great TV mom. Johnny, what TV mom you got, man?
That's a good one. That's a good one. You know, I think back. I'm thinking back a little farther. We were talking about it earlier. Brady Bunch, just because, you know, as a kid, they always seemed like they had everything, man. The big house, big car.
Oh yeah,
the
wagon.
yard with the fake grass.
The turf, man. They had that nice turf, man.
The turf. I don't know. It just seemed like a cool deal. I remember that as the TV mom. And then, of course, you know, you had the Happy Days mom.
What was her name? I can't remember her name. Shit.
Miss Cunningham?
Miss Cunningham. Well, yeah, Miss Cunningham. Shit. She always had her hair.
Always had her hair
yeah,
done.
A little bun. Yeah.
Good.
Wholesome woman. I couldn't stand the dad. Tom Bosley was his
Tom
name?
Bosley.
I didn't like him. I don't know. There was something about him I didn't like. I don't know. I think it was the shape of his head. I didn't like it. I don't know. It was something. It was the hair. I think it was just, he looked like he had the Lego hair. His hair was like the Lego guy. It was like perfect.
He didn't look like he'd be Richie's dad.
No, I don't think so. Richie was, because she was red and
Where'd he come from?
He
Mailman.
was a mailman, that milkman. He dropped off those bottles of milk, and then he dropped his milk off. He dropped his load of milk off. He dropped his milk.
Scratch that last part.
He dropped his milk off, man. So I liked Estelle was my favorite. I also enjoyed I guess a newer mom cause I watched a little bit of sitcoms nowadays. Not too many. There's not too many on TV anymore. But I was a big Goldberg's fan, and I like Beverly Goldberg. And I don't know what her real name is, but that mom from the Goldberg show, Beverly, and then she was also
on Reno 911.
Yes, Reno 911. Yeah, she was. I forget her name. What's her name? Wendy. Yeah, Wendy. Yeah, Wendy. She was great, man. I think she was really funny in Reno 911. She was always, you know, trying to get the black dude, the black cop guy. I forget his name, but yeah.
Like
I
love
that
show. Like, I don't know, man. I just
You didn't think of the moms, huh?
No moms.
I can't think of any the TV that I was watching growing up was like the Munsters, the Addams Family.
They had a mom?
like. Yeah, that's more along that's more my speed right there. The Morticia Addams.
Yeah.
That's my speed, not the wholesome mom.
No, yeah.
You know.
I liked I like more of the absent mothers. Like in movies, I like more of the absent mothers. Like in Vision Quest, he didn't have a mom. The main character, his mom was split on them. Pretty in Pink again, the mom split on.
Different Strokes. Mom gone.
Mom was gone. Yeah, dude.
Moms were shitty back then. Man.
Hey, that time was the 80s, 70s. They're just like, screw it, man. They were out of here. The 16 Candles, the 16 Candles mom. She didn't give a shit. She forgot Molly's birthday.
Drunk all the time.
Yeah, it was. I like those moms that were.
It was a bad run for moms, man.
Yeah.
It was a bad run.
70s, 80s were rough, man. It was rough.
Yeah,
time.
like I said, I really didn't like. I couldn't think of any moms, but because I was watching the other stuff, I was watching.
What was there was another mom, a creepy mom like that. Morticia. What was the other one?
Missing moms.
Munsters.
Lily.
Yeah. Lily was great.
Lily Munster.
Hey, Alice. Alice was a mom on that show. Alice, Mel's Diner.
Yeah.
She was a mom, single mom, taking care of.
Was that Mackenzie Phillips on that one or no? One Day at a Time. Yeah.
One day at a time.
One Day at a Time. Yeah. And then there was, I think, the spinoff where it was males. I think the spinoff was One Day at a Time. I think I can't remember how it went.
Vicki Lawrence. Okay, let me put it this way. I did watch a lot of Mama's Family.
Dude, Mama's Family. That is the one that we were forgetting.
Like if Vicki Lawrence was freaking hot, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like take the wig off. Take all the grandma stuff off.
She was fired.
She was fired, dude.
Hey, you know what?
Bad.
That show. If anyone's listening, if you haven't watched that show,
sure.
It looks corny. It looks cheesy from the outside. There's some comedy in that show.
I love
it.
that
It's
show,
funny.
dude. That was one of my favorite shows.
It's funny.
Mama's Family.
It deserves a watch.
It was a spinoff from Carol Burnett, right?
Yes, it was.
Carol Burnett spinoff. Yeah. She had a.
Vinton.
He was a key.
Mama.
He was that's when the locksmith were big time, man.
His wife, she always had the shoulder.
Was she on?
He had that locksmith money.
Oh yeah, that big money, dude. Was she on that show? She was Goldie Hawn was on that show too. I don't know. She looks like she was on that show.
Dude, she was just smoking, dude.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, like just
laugh something.
Yeah,
Laughing.
That's Mama.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
was laughing.
MILF.
Laughing. I think that's the show. I think that had Goldie Hawn in it.
Nice.
You're talking about moms. I
Oh,
came
yeah.
across a show on TLC called MILF Manor.
What?
Nice.
Have you seen that?
No.
Oh my god, dude! Like
Yeah,
it's sons, and their sons are dating other moms that are on that show.
Oh wow.
That's some TLC shit, huh?
I like it. I like the
MILF Manor. Like
Times have changed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Since Mama's Family.
Yeah. Goldie Hawn, dude. I loved her in the '60s when she had that. When she was doing Laughing, she was doing. It was like a comedy skit show from the '60s, and yeah, I thought she looked
hey,
the best.
hey, Goldie Hawn has
she was
some good
something else.
offspring.
Oh yeah. Well, which one was that? Okay,
Kate Hudson.
She's all right. Kate Hudson's cool. I dig
Oh, dude, Kate Hudson is way cool.
it.
Like I like how Kate Hudson's built. She is built.
Go for speed.
Yes,
built for comfort, huh? Comfort, speed.
dude.
Either way, comfort. Speed. I
Look at her.
But I like her. The mom was.
Look at her,
Yeah, Goldie Hawn was. I liked her a lot.
Kate Hudson.
Goldie Hawn, man, something else, dude. The classics never die, man. Goldie Hawn.
I'll go with it.
But yeah, Mother's Day, man, coming up. You know, make sure you take care of your mom. Take her to lunch, something like that.
Moms do a
something.
lot, man. Moms do a lot.
Oh yeah, so it's a full-time gig. I don't want that shit. I don't want to do that job. Sometimes it's a thankless job, and I don't want it, dude. I'd rather go and.
My mom does a lot for us, and like I praise her for it.
To go off that, Jennifer, we were flipping through when shit to watch, and she goes, "You need to watch this." We talked about Land Before Time, and I had never seen it. You know, I had seen it, on TBS when it was, flashing by when I was young.
Trying to
passed
choke
by.
people up? What are you
Yeah,
trying to do?
no,
Land
no,
Before
so-
time. Jeez.
No, it's just that we were watching that, and I was like, I said, I never seen it, so I just bits and pieces. I never really paid attention to it. But dude, the fucking first 10 minutes, they killed the mom and shit, and she was trying to take care of him and shit, and it was Sharp Tooth was killing people and shit. He was a piece of shit, man, and it was a side movie, but it was you know what it is. I like that movie. You know what the movie about it got me to being silly all aside, all that bullshit. But it was he loses his mom. He gets sad, he gets down, all that bullshit. He gets down, all that stuff. But you know what? It's it's good for kids. It's a good story for kids, and they should do that more often now to teach them. You go through some shit, you get sad, you get but get your shit together and get after them, and still get after them, and get to. I know that's not what that movie, but I'm saying I like that positive attitude they're giving back into the kids. Like,
Yeah.
get through the shit. Have your moments at home. Have your moments where you're having a hard time and getting through shit, but you gotta still go forward, man. You can't.
Hey,
sit there.
if you're going through like the old saying, you're going through hell, keep on going,
Yeah,
right?
man, for sure.
Yeah.
It's
Star
just,
Lord did.
Who?
Yeah,
Star Lord.
Yeah, he did.
No?
He did.
His mom passed away.
He lost his
Yeah,
mom.
he lost his mom.
And
Who?
Star Lord,
Star Lord,
and
bro.
and he had to get that mixtape back.
He
man.
had to get the mixtape. Don't mess with the mixtape. That was the last thing his mom gave him was the mixtape. Don't mess. With,
Hey,
don't touch.
he's drawing
that.
a blank on Star Lord. He had a pet raccoon, man, and a tree.
He had a
What
pet
cartoon was
raccoon
this?
and a
Or
tree.
what show was this? I'm gone.
It's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, son of a bitch, dude. I don't watch out.
We were throwing every clue out there.
No,
man.
I
Every clue.
got the only thing I know about that movie is Groot. Groot was the shit. Man. That's the only thing I know. He was a plant.
Dude,
and
that's
shit.
hands down one of the best Marvel movies ever.
I think it is. I think it is.
Yep.
But I've heard that the newest one, the raccoon has a different voice.
I don't know.
shit.
No, it's still.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
It's still okay.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's good. I just heard someone had told me. Not a
I
fact.
gotta watch it.
Then-
Gotta watch it.
The thing about the thing I know about that one, what I gather, because I haven't seen much. I just watch bits and pieces. I don't really get into those. But I know it's good. But the thing I enjoyed about those is they brought the soundtracks.
Yes,
Or-
Yeah,
or
exactly.
amazing.
And
brought kids
that's what's
back to
cool.
those-
There's kids
Mhm.
my daughter's age. As a matter of fact, I was at my daughter's birthday party a couple weeks ago, and I took over DJ for a little bit. Playing with songs, and first I play some songs, and the kids are, what is this, right? And I was sitting and laughing with my brother and a few others, and I went to Spotify. I went to the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. And you put in one of those
Mhm.
songs. It's a 70s song. every one of those kids knew it.
They knew it.
That's
Yeah.
cool, and I love
Yeah,
that.
it's
Dude.
really
That's why I
cool.
love when movies do
And
that
what
shit.
they knew it from, though.
They knew,
They
yeah,
knew it
From
from
that.
Guardians.
of course.
Yeah. And that's what I heard. They had a great soundtrack.
Yeah,
man.
dude,
Yeah.
totally. That just goes and puts that little seed in the next generation's head for that type of music.
Yeah.
That goes back to like Shrek. Shrek did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't listen to Smash Mouth
Yeah.
and not think of Shrek.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
And it also gave
Jeez.
that also gave Joan Jett another life again when I think it was the first was it Shrek? Yes,
the bad
Drew Blake.
reputation.
Yeah, and when he saw that and he was in the wrestling, he was doing the
Yep,
wrestling
yep.
bit. That people were like, well, who's kids were I could hear. I remember
You
kids were saying,
can-
who was that? Like,
yep.
who was that girl singing? And I was like,
Yeah.
Joan Jett, man.
So
That's badass.
whoever put that together was big into music, and
Yeah.
they planted the seed for the next generation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they're good songs, and a good song is a good song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no matter what time frame, and so
Like I can't listen to Rubber Band Man without thinking about Star Lord. You know what I mean? And you're going through, and he's the Rubber Band Man.
exactly.
But yeah, that's what I watching that movie is like. I took away from that. It's like, yeah, it was sad. It was a cartoon, and people are like, oh, it's a cartoon, big deal. No, but it's not just a cartoon because it was teaching kids. Man, you can get through some shit, man. You can have your moment to be sad, deal with it, get your shit together, contain yourself, and then get back. Get after it, man. So
Yondu was
Yeah.
the best dad ever.
He had that arrow.
Yeah, he did. My favorite character, Yondu.
again from
Hey,
again
did,
from the fucking thing, the Guardians.
Did
goddamn it.
Karate Kid have a mom? Did Rep
Oh,
Macchio
she
have a
yeah.
mom?
so, and now she was a piece of shit because she could have got her car fixed, man. She embarrassed him in front of Allie and made him push the goddamn
Yes.
cars to get the cars. That's embarrassing, dude.
That was an embarrassing
That's his
single-
first date with Allie. She's hot. She's got this hot. You got this hot Caucasian getting in the car, man, and you're ruining it, making him push, man. 'Cause I think he was an Italian kid, wasn't he? I think
Yeah, he was an Italian cat.
Yeah, and he was dealing with the fancy white,
The fancy, yeah.
the fancy white bread.
High end.
Yeah, that Wonder Bread. She was a wonder. But yeah, man, I was watching that, and I just it was for sure it was sad, and it was great. And the best underrated character in that movie, what was his name again, Jennifer? Petrie. That's right, Petrie. The little, what was he? Pterodactyl, right? He looked like shit, but he was great. He was a great character. No, he was awesome. I say, but he learned to fly. He got,
This was Land Before Time.
Yeah,
the
dude.
first one. I didn't know there was like 60
See,
of them. There was like 5 of them.
I'd have to look
it
it up. I'm confused because
Yeah.
there's Land Before Time. There's
Yeah.
Land of the Lost. There's
No,
I
Land
remember
Before
that one.
Time. I don't know if it's McDonald's or Burger King. They had the puppets.
Pizza
Pizza Hut
yeah,
had
Pizza-
the
yeah,
puppets.
Pizza
That's
Hut.
what it
Yeah.
was.
But yeah,
Pizza Hut had the puppets.
Petrie was a great character. Again, it was a guy who was scared of his own shadow, and then he got brave and he learned to fly. Man, that's like
Dude, that movie's classic.
But that's what I'm saying. Taught kids to
I don't think
Oh, yeah, those puppets,
Caden's
yeah.
seen it. I don't think he's
those
seen the
puppet-
Land
those-
Before
those-
Time.
those ones with the puppets.
When he was
Yeah.
little, we didn't show him that.
What's that?
The Land Before Time. I don't know.
No, I was showing my boy Family Guy and shit. I was being a piece of shit parent. I was
Oh.
showing Family Guy and
my God.
things like that. That's what I was showing him like that. But that's when the episodes were a little more. They were a little more just cartoony. Like
Yeah,
kinda,
keep telling yourself
Yeah,
that.
and hey, whatever it takes. If it's like George Costanza said, if you believe the lie, then it's true. If you believe in the lie, you can make yourself believe it's true. Then it's true. But yeah, Land Before Time, they made like several of them and all that. They made a lot of them, but the first one was by far the best. I thought it was really good and great message for kids, man. Great going through.
Can
a
I
lot.
say that I like The Incredibles mom? Is
you know she had a shape. I mean a pretty
that's why I'm saying.
pretty
Can I say that I like
shapely-
The Incredibles
pretty
mom?
shapely
Yeah.
superhero there.
pretty,
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
She had a nice
good.
dump
Oh,
truck.
yeah, dude.
She had a nice
was
dump truck.
dude. That was a great. Oh, and then I didn't know that because Land Before Time wasn't a Disney movie, right? Okay, so I didn't know that and I know it's a word that's used by everybody. I think everybody knows it, but there was used Circle of Life in that one, and I think Disney ripped them off. I think I'm gonna say that and say Disney ripped them off, and Land Before Time said it first. I think so. I think
So
Lion
big
King-
props to Land Before Time.
Yeah.
For having a circle of life.
Yep. ripping them
first.
off. Yeah, and they were first, and then fucking Lion King ripped that shit off. But yeah, she looked great, man. The mom from Incredibles looked good, man.
Yeah, that's my,
that-
my cartoon mom.
And I think the voice, that lady that did the voice, was the chick that was in Raising Arizona with Nicolas Cage, and they had kids. And Holly Hunter, yeah,
Yeah, I'll stick with The Incredibles mom.
Yeah, she's kind of got a bit of a kind of lisp or something, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Hey, so quick question. Speaking of odd speech, Drew Barrymore,
Mhm.
the way she talks, intriguing or gets on your nerves?
It's distracting, but I can. It's distracting, but
it's who she is.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's good.
I mean, you know her
It's
for
good.
that.
Yeah, it's good.
So is it?
I loved her in Wedding Singer. I thought it was the best. That's the best. She looked the
you're,
best.
You're intrigued.
Oh yeah,
attracted
I
to it.
like it. Oh, I like it. Oh, I like it. She's good. She's
I can't decide.
I like
It's
it.
been a long. I still can't
like it.
decide. Sometimes I don't know.
One of my favorite wrestlers, and I can say this too, because I probably do have a list, but one of my favorite wrestlers, Cody Rhodes. Man's on top of the world, but he has a list also.
Sometimes it gives it.
I don't know if Drew Barrymore. I don't want to call it a lisp. It's like she moves her mouth to the side, right?
Yeah, but
like
yeah,
kind of weird.
It
Mouth to the side.
It worked. Mouth to the side. That could work in so many scenarios. Yeah, it could work in all sorts.
All
of
right,
ways.
I don't know. It just came to me.
No, it's good.
I had to ask.
No, it's good. I know she was doing a lot of sketchy stuff when she was young. She did a lot of that. She did a lot of sketchy.
A lot of them did.
She's doing
Sure.
commercials now.
Yeah.
She's doing some
She's doing,
commercials.
She has her own talk show now.
Oh yeah, she's got a talk show and yeah, she's got something about her. There's a little something about her, I think.
She was very cute back then.
Oh yeah,
She was
sure.
in Batman Forever.
she's Batgirl,
She was, no, she was. I think she was the angel, and then the
Oh
other
right,
one,
that's right, that's right.
Little goth chick was
Yeah,
the
that's
devil.
right, that's right. I was
with
thinking about
Two-Face.
Alicia Silverstone. Silverstone. Yeah, she was Batgirl. And she had a mouth thing too, but she wasn't as attractive as
Yeah, Alicia did.
She had a
didn't
mouth thing.
Yeah.
She had a mouth thing as well too.
She
but
probably had a little lisp also.
not as attractive as Drew Barrymore.
I used to love Alicia Silverstone, dude.
I liked her in
Loved her in
And
Clueless.
Clueless, Clueless, that stole the show for me was the black gal.
Stacey Dash.
Yes,
Damon
Stacey Dash.
Dash's sister.
Is that what it was?
That's Damon Dash's
Oh, okay.
sister.
Damon Dash. Okay, the hip
Rockefeller.
hop,
The Rock.
yeah, hip hop mogul kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah, yeah. She stole the show for me. That's where
Look at that.
Oh yeah, it's
Right there.
okay. Now the gal next to her, the dark haired girl, she was in Goodfellas. She was the girl that was doing the coke, getting the coke.
No, that
ready
was
for-
what's his name's side piece.
yeah.
Ray Liotta's side
Yeah,
piece.
and it's I always thought, and she was also the girl.
No. Wait, no, that's
That's her.
not her. That's not her. That's not her.
That's the.
I was thinking of what's her name from Blade.
Blade. Oh, you're talking about
Oh my God, what's her name? She's also in.
she was just in
That picture was so ugly I could feel it.
She was
Timberlake.
also
I had to
in
turn around.
Dazed and Confused. What's her name?
Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, she was in. She almost looks identical to her.
The girl from
Dazed and Confused.
yeah, that girl.
God, what's her name?
I can't remember. I know
She was in Blade.
She was in Blade. She was the bad guy.
Yeah, in Blade 3, she was the bad
the
chick.
evil. Yeah. No, I know who you're talking about.
What is
now.
her name?
And then I also get shit for liking this one gal that's in Dazed and Confused. What's the one that has the high pitched voice that you don't like, Jennifer? I like her too. She's good too. She's in Chasing Amy.
Hey, put Cheryl Hines on my hot mom list.
yeah. We forgot Cheryl. Hines.
Put Cheryl Hines on my hot mom list.
Oh,
yeah,
Parker Posey.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Does she not look like Parker Posey?
They're pretty close. And then
They're real close.
yeah.
Mila Jillian? What?
I forgot she was in that movie too. She was the stoner chick, huh? With the other guy.
Yeah. But Parker
Joey Lauren
Posey.
Adams, that's the one. Yeah.
Parker Posey she's kind of hot.
Yeah, she does look similar to the other gal.
She
Pretty close.
Yeah, she
Pretty
looked
close.
really close.
Hey, you know
I'll
what? Hey, for the listeners, you
Checked
know,
out.
I just have to apologize and digress. It's three dudes up here, man. We started talking about moms. We ended up with hot chicks.
Oh yeah,
just-
that's where it gets, that's where you're gonna end up.
It
When
just-
Kigo- But
That's a spillover.
yeah. Oh, who's that? Oh, that's him now. That's the kid from Dazed and Confused that kept grabbing his nose. He grabbed his nose 8 times in that scene. That's crazy. Oh, okay. He's okay. Well, that's fair enough. Hanging out at the
The arcade?
yeah. What was that place called? I forgot what that place was called. Where they
Dude,
hung
that
out.
was filmed in your hometown.
Yeah, Austin, Texas, man. It was right there. One of the middle schools they used was near where I used to grow up and stuff. It's really cool, man. I like
That's
going
a
to
classic, dude. That movie is
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
classic.
Yeah, that was that's how I
That
kinda,
made Matthew, bro. That movie made Matthew.
it did, man. Man, he had that hell of a hairdo in that movie. I loved his hair. Great hair.
It's
Great
just
70s
crazy.
hair.
It's just crazy because if you go and watch it, you'll catch people and they're like Ben Affleck. I didn't even know fucking Ben Affleck was in it.
Fun fact about Ben Affleck in that movie: remember when he gets pissed off and they put the paint on him?
Yeah.
And he breaks that paddle on the ground.
Yeah.
And he twists his ankle. And he tweaked his ankle pretty bad, and he couldn't film for like 2 or 3 days.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yeah, it was just funny. It's just funny shit that I stumbled upon.
One of my friends, Heidi, she was in that movie.
in the days.
Yeah,
of the
and
movie?
she was
Like an
it was
extra?
a small. It was an
Nice,
extra
dude.
scene, but
Hell yeah, dude. But that reminded me of my high school, going out to the woods and getting a keg and everybody going out there and getting shit faced and just innocent fun, man. Nobody was driving drunk or any of that
do
bullshit.
they even do that anymore? Like,
I
I
don't
don't
think
have a
so.
high school student. He's going into 9th grade, but like, I don't know if they'll do that.
I
Like,
don't think they do that. I think it's.
I don't know what the hell they do anymore.
I think it's. I think it's all.
I remember
TikTok.
I used to swing on a rope and like do all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, dude.
Back in
Bonfires and shit.
Back in my day.
Hey. Bonfires and shit. Porch talk. That old porch talk. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So anyway, take care of your mom, man. Say I love you to your mom. Tell her all that good stuff. Give her a hug, man. Like I said, buy her a burger. Do something. Shit. Do something for your mom. But I think we got anything else. Anything else, fellas? Got anything
Good.
else? We're good.
59.
We got the moms taken care of. 59 on episode 59. Let's see. Oh yeah. Shit. I forgot I was gonna mention something else. Oh, we're gonna do a little field trip. I don't know if anybody wants to go, but I'm gonna be down there, and I'm gonna drag Angel with me. We're gonna go down to Bastrop, Texas, to the gas station, and we're gonna go see Danielle Harris out there. We're gonna go check her out. I think it's July 15th. I think it's a Saturday.
Dude, somebody
July.
else is coming that weekend too, huh?
What's that?
To the same meetup.
Yeah, we got the ones of listeners. We got a couple going out. A few of them going out there to go check us out, meet us. Some of our Austin folks. I know one of my buddies, high school buddies, is interested in going, and I think Tessa is going to go out there and meet us out there. But I want to go out there. I haven't been yet. Johnny got me a shirt, but I've never actually been there. I want to go check out the food, and of course, Danielle Harris. That's a big, horror film lady there. So we want to check that out. But yeah, we're gonna take that field trip July 15th. So if anybody wants to ride, we'll ride out there and go check it out. Like I said, I'm dragging Angel out there, so maybe we can do it on the road kind of thing. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But other than that, we're out of here, man. Episode 59. Thank y'all for listening, man. Appreciate y'all.
All right.
I was just in my office and I heard a ruckus.